Quite grisly that, isn't it? Thick old forks. That's not seen an awful lot of action, has it? So Paul's filming a concrete block at the moment. So I'm getting very little instruction from Paul. I don't know what he wants me to do. Do you notice how like younger brother always struggles to be complimentary about these engineering projects? I think that's an absolute success. Okay, so I stayed back last night welding and we've got all this put together now. Chopped down the bottom part of the mast, taken 700mm off that and 700mm off the top part of the mast. Put a new cross member across here to hold that together. Chopped it off the bottom, that was easiest, then put this bottom tang back in again. We've got the hitch centres sorted now to 88 centimetres to suit the front links of the tractor, and the ram's gone away now to have 700mm taken off that, so we can get it all back together. Yeah, so hopefully this will slide back together now, and then when we've got the ram, we'll be able to get that installed. There we go, back together again. Yeah, so that's now 700 shorter, so I'm hoping now that's down to the ground. I think that will travel a little bit further down once it's off the ground and the ram's back on. Reduce the height massively. We've also got a bit of tree work going on. We've got some big poplars that are leaning over the road and over the buildings, so we're just taking out the dangerous ones which are heading for the road. They've got really big and leggy. This was all planted up as a nursery 30 years ago, and these are trees that got away, and as a result they've never been thinned, so you can see how they're drawn for the light, drawn for the space, and they're now quite unstable. So we've had a couple go over already, so we're going to take the ones which are heading for the road. You know, so Dave's up there now. You might have seen Dave on Paul's Glastonbury video. Dave goes down there for a week each year and helps out around the site, so yeah, that was a bit of a change. It's a bit out of context, Paul seeing Dave at Glastonbury. It was, like you say, he's normally up a tree. So I'm just hoping that I've taken enough off this. Remeasure it now, it's back together. So that's measuring 66 inches off the links. Just see what that looks like compared to a tractor. I don't want to have to do it all over again and chop more off. I think it'll be what it'll be now. But the idea is to just make it so much easier to try and see over. So on the front, that mast up in the air was pretty horrific. 66 is there. We can drop the link arms down. Yeah, so I think the time the link arms are in half down position, there's still plenty of clearance on the ground, on the road. We'll be just at the bonnet height on this tractor, so the time you're in the cab as well, of the seat, yeah, we'll see over that easily. The other one is a little bit shorter that we had taken down, but that just reduces the lift a little bit, compromises the lift a little bit too much. The other one is a bit shorter that we had reduced in height, but that compromises the lift a little bit. So hopefully this now we should get about 3 metres, which I think will be fine. I want to be able to get 2 bales high on it, because what we're trying to achieve, one of the reasons for doing this is not just for the fencing projects, like I said earlier, it's also for about some of the away ground. Being able to load hay bales with this would be much neater. I'm going to take a telehandler. So what this should allow us to do now is bob that on. So that'll sit on there. The front bale spike can come out. Just need to think about the transport position, because the way that this fits on this bar, it won't fold all the way up. So that won't be very nice for transport. So what I'd like to try and work out is a way of attaching the bale spike on here in a safe way, take it off the carrier and have some safe way of carrying it, because I know the police are, well, rightly so, the police are really always dead excited about seeing bale spikes, and you know, that's probably a fair point. So if we can have that located away, that'll be dead useful. So I'll grab the bale spike and we'll just see if we can work our way out of that. Yeah, so you can see now that bale spike's bolted in there. That's not ideal for transport. If we can come up with a way of holding that, how could we do that? Yeah, I think that's how we'll do it. I think what we'll do is weld a pair of lugs, a plate sticking up here on both sides, on either side of that, and have a pair of pins that will slide through, lock it in place, and it can sit in transport mode like that. And that's just held on the carrier then, out of the way. I don't think that proves any risk whatsoever. Yeah, That'll be a plan. Okay, so next job, we've just got to put the chain tensioning ends back on. So they'll just slide, hopefully just slide back into there. On this, we'll get that lined up, and then this little pin goes through. A bit tricky to line up. Because each of the fingers will move individually. It's a bit of a wriggle. It's like one of those little games you get at Christmas, isn't it? I could do like a little podger just to put through that's a little bit smaller than the pin, just to help wriggle them into line. Now, I did promise this new cotter pins, but I haven't got any this small, so we have to reuse the old ones. And what we're going to do, I think, is give this chain a really good soaking down in WD-40. To be fair, it's not in bad condition, really. It is all moving. But I think what we'll do, we'll put WD-40 all over it first, soak it in that a few times, just get it all, the old grease and oil freed off with a bit of use, and then we'll get some proper chain lube that we'll put all over it. Some like sort of chain grease type stuff. So I think it's easier than shortening the chain just to put the tabs for this to bolt to in a lower position, because it doesn't really matter where it fastens. Before it fastened high up, but there's no reason why it can't come back down here. So I just need to make like a little upstand here to take that. Yeah, these are the old tabs here, so I think we'll just cut those off, and that'll give us a starting point. Right, so I'm going to put these tabs back on here now for the chains to go through. So rather than shorten the chain, we're just going to put it into a different place on the frame. Doesn't matter where it goes into as long as it keeps the chain tensioned. Just to make this work off this rail, I've just put a 20mm spacer. So we're going to weld all that up now, nice and strong. Don't think that's going anywhere. Just give it a quick tidy around. Splattering a bit. I have ground it all off and cleaned it, but there's like a little bit of oil there as well, I think. Excellent. Right, we'll let that cool down. Then those chains can be bolted through. And we'll drop through into there. So we can get the nylock will go all the way through on the back of that, get the tension on the chain. But there'll be, as the chain stretches over time, there's still more adjustment available. Just running out of WD-40 out of my little squirty tub. I know I've been on about this a few times. This is the new way we've been buying it. I can't remember how much it was. I've got in my mind about 50 quid. Now, it might be cheaper other places than where I bought it, but I think it's about 50 quid for one of these. But I saw at the petrol station the other day, just a tin of WD-40 was like well over a tenner. So there's 5 litres there. It still seems quite expensive, £10 a litre, but I don't know what you get in one of those aerosol cans, but this seems to last a heck of a long time. I'm not sponsored by WD-40, but it is handy stuff. Just give these chains a good squirting over. So all that old miserable grease on there, hopefully this will help melt it down. If I got more time, I'd have taken these chains off and just left them in a bucket of diesel, but trying to get on with this. And to say they're not completely stuck. I think as that gets a bit of work on it, it'll all free up much nicer, and then we can put some nice chain lube on it. But I think this will just help cut through to start with. Just get it all freer. That's like a bit more lighting, hasn't it? Nice little workout for Luke there. You're always having a little dance. Dave's is more a familiar environment now rather than a field in Somerset. Back up a tree. See how they're leaning out towards the road? They're really, really nasty. And the prevailing winds all come in here, so it's they're a bit exposed. They're much safer when they're down. You can see there's actually stuff down out of them as well on that far side. It's a real shame that they're not in the open and we can't fell them in one, because we'd just be able to put the whole thing through the chipper. So we're just trying to get this ram back together now. I've had the ram shortened on the forklift. I took 700 off that, but unfortunately when it's gone back in the tube to shorten this piston, it's not aligned in the same plane. We've just tried getting a bar in here and twisting it, and we just can't move it at all. So I think we have to get a bit of oil going through it and lift the ram up as we try and twist it. The problem with that is we're going to get a hydraulic pipe for that to go straight into the tractor. We don't need the valve block that was on it before. I was just trying to take these pipes now off the valve block so that we could try and fashion something together, and then I can get some new ends, some new pipes made up with the right ends on. What size is that then? 36. Okay. Right, so that one's coming off. And then we wanted one of these off, didn't we, as well? Potentially. What's it? It's quite tight, isn't it? Oh. Christ, they don't want to come out, do they? No, that's just threaded it. Now this one, let's try that one. Oh, that's 20. It's different size. That's never going to move. Let's just take this off for now. So what we need to do now is that is too big for that. We need something that's going to fit on there. It will also fit on here. So it will be male to female hydraulic fitting that will do that. I'll be back. Right, so that'll fit on there. That's a 1/2 inch fit in there. That fits that thread. All we need now is to get tractor end on that. So Oliver and I had a go at this yesterday. We plumbed the pipe on, and sent the tube and sent the piston up with a tractor. And I can't get it back down again. We've tried tapping on the end of it with a big rubber mallet and it still won't go down. There must be some like corrosion and crud inside the piston. We need to rotate this bar round so that it'll line up with the holes in top of here. So I've taken the end of the pipe off. We didn't want to do it while it was connected to the tractor. I'm going to push with the digger bucket on top and just see whether we can push that piston in. And if it will start going down, we'll get a bar on here and just try and rotate it as we push it down. Nothing's ever quite as straightforward as you think it's going to be. We'll see whether this works. So hopefully this will just push down relatively easily and it'll push the oil into that bucket. Now in my mind, that should just push in now and the oil should just pour out into the bucket. Oh, there she goes. Well, that was a bit weird, wasn't it? It was doing nothing, then suddenly went pop. I don't know whether that was a good sign or a bad sign. That was really locked. There's quite a lot of, that's miserable here, isn't it? Whether the oil seal's gone. It started blowing bubbles back out of there. Makes me wonder whether the oil seal's gone in there or not. We'll get a bar and see if we can turn it round, and if we get it together at least and prove that it's working, even if it's got a leak on that ram, we can get that seal redone. I'm sure I made a comment to one of you kind guys that watches that I enjoy messing around with some of these old things and repairing stuff, but I kind of enjoy that when it works. She's turning now. Oh, that's good. It's a bit of positivity. It was completely seized up yesterday, so we're about lined up there now. Oops. We'll just push that ram in a little bit further. Quite grisly that, isn't it? Twisted again as it went in. Just, tap this for us. Go around the other side and just tap down on that. Go on, you go.
Is that moving?
Yeah, go on.
Right?
Yeah, we have to do both sides. Wants a bit of grease on it in a minute. Keep going. Keep going, just keep whack, 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 whack.
Last time he's the mallet, but the backing down.
You are?
Last time he's the mallet, but the backing down.
Yep, in the right place.
Oh my god, what are you doing?
You! What are you doing? Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, that's right. All the racking came crashing down.
Is it moving?
Yeah, it's moving. Right, I might just need to lift it up a bit more with the forklift. can't understand why it's so tight.
So it doesn't oil down these?
It's all been apart once. This will all get greased up when we've proven that it works.
Can't just take the oil pipe, take the pipe off and push the ram back down.
That's what I've been doing, Paul. The end's off the pipe. Go on, get it. Oh, it would have to rain now, wouldn't it? Whoa. Oh, too much. Drop it down on the forklift, gently. This has turned into a right old game. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Go on. Go on. Whoa. Cool, so that's it. We just need some cotter pins. Cotter pin in there. Cotter pin in there. Then going back on the tractor. Shove the forks on it. Oh, you muppet. That's the wrong way round, isn't it? Oh, it's all the wrong way round. Yeah. A little bit more. Hey. Well, that could have been worse. That's great. We managed to get it together. Realised that we put the ram at the bottom on the wrong way round. So obviously the oil pipe wants to come out the tractor side and we got it coming out the fork side. So a bit of a hollow victory getting it together and then having to take it back apart. But I think what we'll do now is one, get under cover, and then we'll get the pipes on it, the end of the pipe on, then we get it on the tractor. And then what we'll do is we've got a great big 2-ton weight block there, which is probably a bit more than that's designed to take. And we can try and lift that up, and that'll have the weight to push the ram down again. And we just work it back and forth, and then we'll see whether we've got a leak on there. The good thing is we've filled it up with oil and then blown it out again, so at least all that dirty stuff, if there's any old dirty oils within the ram, that's blown out now. Just put these cotter pins back in now that hold those pins in. Might not go crazy with those, so it might have to come apart again, yeah? I'm just trying to tighten these nuts up now that tension the chain. We're not in a very easy place to get to. We've obviously altered the position of them to keep the chains tensioned and without having to shorten the chains. Pull it round this one, huh? Right, so we've got it on. So first achievement is the 3-point linkage now is in the right place, because obviously we had to alter all that, so at least it'll fit on the front links. Before just letting the pressure off the hydraulic system on the tractor. Have you activated the Command Pro? It's not alright. Okay, sorry. So we'll get the forks on. Thick old forks. That's not seen an awful lot of action, has it? Bit of newness. Right, let's spread them open a bit. There's a bit of grease on there, really. Right, Paul's going to get on the camera. I'm going to try the concrete block. Well, the nice thing is I can see over the top of the forks. So Paul's filming a concrete block at the moment. What's quite difficult on these big tractors is you can't see the forks over the bonnet. Is that good? So I'm getting very little instruction from Paul. I don't know what he wants me to do. What do you want to do? That'll fit through there, won't it? That'll fit in there. So to start with, what I just want to do is, if I can get this under the block, then if we can lift it, at least I'll have some weight to push it down again. Right, so to start with, I'm going to lift it up on the hydraulics, on the 3-point linkage, I think. So, we know we've got it on, it's heavy. Will it lift? It lifts, and it's going down. Now, bear in mind, this safe working loader, this is 1.5 tons, and we're lifting 2.5 tonne, which is a bit brutal, but at least it's giving us the weight to send the thing up and down. What I'm a bit nervous about doing is not having the weight on there and everything being a bit nasty. Now we've proven that it works, I think that's a roaring success. I'm not going to risk breaking anything by doing too much with it. We won't go too high at this stage. The ram looks a bit scabby, but it's not leaking oil and it's not creeping, so that's good. Right, I think we'll call that a good experiment. What we need to do next is get the hydraulic top link working so we can crowd it. This is easier on the 6-cylinder as opposed to the... Oh, sorry, this is easier on the 4-cylinder than it is on the 6-cylinder because you can see over the bonnet better.
Lift it right up again and put it near the block and have some grease on it.
Okay, just doing one thing at a time. I think that's an absolute success. Do you notice how like younger brother always struggles to be complimentary about these engineering projects? There's always the next negative, never the let's champion the positive. If we've managed to alter that so it fits on the front links. Look at him, he's grimacing over here. Why don't we just champion the positives apart from...
It didn't fit the front links before.
You what? It didn't fit the front links before. The place where they link onto
It's too narrow.
was too wide, so it wouldn't fit on the arms. It only fit on the back arms that swing tighter together, so it wouldn't fit on the front links, and you couldn't see over the bonnet. And now,
No,
you've been on holiday, and you've been on holiday, and I've moulded it so you can see over the top, over the bonnet, shorten it all, and you can and you can fit it onto the machine.
Yeah. My concern is now how I take it off when I'm on site.
It's the little stand.
Yeah, that's what I'll be happy. I'll be happy once he can get it off. But
He won't. He won't be happy when he can get it off. He'll just come up with the next negative for me to try and solve.
No, if it comes off safely, I'll be happy.
Yeah, just like, oh, well done, Rick. That was great. I had a lovely week on holiday. I'm dead pleased that you had a couple of days there and got that fabrication done. That's all we want. Just a little bit of, just a thank you.
I'll get you a badge.
A badge?
Thank you. So I just slide straight on the tube. I thought you were doing 2 spikes.
Why 2?
2 not is better. So it's just going to be alright, I think.
Yeah, as long as you go in the bale slightly over centre, then it'll just hang there. There's no point overcomplicating putting 2 spikes onto it. I've just got to make a location thing on there so that you can just like drop that on so it stays on the machine.